We begin with the breaking news, and for that, we bring in Gerry DiNardo, our football analyst. Gerry, you were in Madison, Wisconsin today, so give me an idea, what exactly is the breaking news?
Mike, Wisconsin's going to name Gary Andersen, the head coach of Utah State, as their next head coach. Gary has recently done a tremendous job building the Utah State program, and he'll be named the next head coach at Wisconsin.
He's been the head coach there for 4 years. What else do you know about Gary?
Well, most of his background is out west. He's obviously has experience as a head coach. Utah State is his second head coaching job. He was also the head coach at Southern Utah in 2003. I think the fact that he brings head coaching experience is critical to this equation. And when you look at his background, he seems to be the perfect fit for Wisconsin.
You used the word fit there, Gerry. Why does he fit with Wisconsin?
Well, it starts with the head coaching experience. I think that's not necessarily required, but I think in this case it's very important. But, Mike, if you look at his background, he started on the defensive side of the ball, very much like Brett Bielema, very much like Barry Alvarez. And most head coaches, as you know, spend most of their time on offense. And when a head coach comes from the defensive side of the ball and coaches the offensive side, because you have to as a head coach, you wind up being a student of the game on both sides of the ball. And, Mike, I think nowadays a guy that has had experience on both sides of the ball is really critical. And that's what Gary Andersen, and one of the things that Gary Andersen brings to Wisconsin, and that's one of the things that makes him a perfect fit.
Well, let's talk about that other side of the ball, the offense. At Utah State, he was known for running the spread. So what does that mean for him as the Wisconsin head coach?
Well, I think if you'd ask Gary, and we'll have a chance to do that, why he ran the spread at Utah State, he would say because that's the best offense to run at Utah State to win, and we've proven that we can win. I think what he would tell us about Wisconsin is that the perfect offense to run at Wisconsin is one that is built on the type of players that you can recruit, and it's been proven by Barry Alvarez, it's been proven by Brett Bielema, that the best type of offense to run because of the people that you can recruit at Wisconsin is the more traditional offense. And I would suggest to you that, again, to connect the perfect fit and the offensive philosophy, a veteran head coach doesn't get married, if you will, to a scheme necessarily, but puts their players in a scheme that gives them the best chance for success. I think we'll find Gary Andersen putting the Wisconsin team in the same offensive scheme that we've seen the last several years.
Gerry, before we let you go, when do you expect this announcement to be official?
Well, Mike, I think things move pretty fast from this point on. I'll be surprised if it's not Thursday at the latest, most likely Thursday, but you know things could change, and it could be sooner.
Gerry DiNardo breaking the news. Gary Andersen will be the new Badgers head coach. Thank you, Gerry.
You bet, Mike.
Now, Madison will not be foreign to Andersen because this year he was there. His Utah State team in Week 3 of the season played at Camp Randall. This is Chucky Keaton to Matt Austin, and the Aggies were up by 11 points at the half. In the third quarter, everything changed on this moment right here. It's a punt for Utah State. The sophomore Kenzel Doe picks it up and goes 82 yards for the house. That put the Badgers within 4. They would take the lead a few minutes later on a Monte Ball touchdown. But with under 15 seconds to go, they were still in trouble, up just 2. And this 37-yard field goal would have won the game. But Josh Thompson missed it to the right, so the Badgers held on 16-14. A little more on who Gary Andersen is. Again, 11 wins this year, winning the WAC outright title. He was an assistant coach at Utah before that, and Southern Utah, as you heard Gerry say, was a head coach back in '03. His defense this year was great, top 10 in the country, giving up only 15 points a game. Think of it this way. He took over a Utah State program that won 9 games in 4 years combined. And in just his 4th year at Utah State, he won 11 games.